thinking of, what is it catching a thought? Huh? Can you remain in that state where no thought is happening? Don't think about it. Are we talking Rudram or are we talking about what it is to be? What it is to be in awareness. What is awareness? Awareness is complete thoughtlessness. So even a thought can distract you away from the presence of the divine. Therefore you are saying, let me not string this bow. Let alone thought. Thought is the arrow. Let me not even string it. If I don't string it, what will I do? I will put it aside. It's okay. It's there. Do I have to think all the time? Do I have to think? I have to think when it is needed to think. I have to act when I need to act. But instead what we do? Think. How many thoughts are bombarded? How many thoughts? So, Swami told me once, thinking is a waste of time. Now that doesn't mean that you become a stupid fellow. That's not what he is saying. The divine actually does not have this ability in the context of unnecessarily thinking, useless thinking, useless talking, useless feeling, useless instincts. They don't serve any purpose. And in fact, what will do it? You get burdened by them. You get burdened. How much you are burdened by it, you will not know, because your energy level, when you are a young kid, you are running, like an ever-ready battery, keep going. Then youth comes, more WhatsApp messages, Instagrams, chats, this girlfriend, that girlfriend, should I go hang out, and which girl is calling 108 names, which one should I Not only girls, boys also. So all these things, what they're doing? They're drowning you. I mean, how much time we spend on WhatsApp and think about unnecessary garbage that is totally irrelevant? And how many idiots in this world are pasting every day morning, good morning, dear. Is this truly presence? How much of it is causing any happiness to us? What is the purpose of all of this? Have we ever present in a bhajan totally 100% focusing on the divine without getting distracted? What happened to the world if we did not check the Facebook like or anything? Has the world fallen apart? Yeah. And how do you care somebody liked you or disliked you? And why do you like the person that liked you and disliked you? Do we understand what these mantras are saying? Then what this mantra is saying, hey, come on, that's all total waste of time. Then what am I supposed to do? Put it aside. Use it when you need it. How many of us will drive our car into our bedrooms? Please raise your hand, then there is a problem. How many of you actually carry a vacuum cleaner or a broomstick after you clean the house, carry it on your head? How many of us do that? Oh, it's a very useful instrument. Vacuum cleaner, when the house is dirty, you need the vacuum cleaner, you need the broomstick, etc. You're looking for it. But after you clean the room, will you carry it on your back because it was useful 5 minutes ago? We don't. Then why do we carry all the stupid perceptions of the world, the thoughts, the garbage on our back all the time? Take that into our bedrooms, into our dining tables, into all the places where they do not even belong to. Which one of us will put a broomstick on your dining table? Yes, brothers and sisters, I am not trying to talk to you Rudram and some spirituality and some Vedic, all of that stuff. The mantra is talking about all of that stuff. Now the moment you connect to the mantra, and what is the purpose of that mantra? Rudram actually chants you. You don't chant Rudram anymore. You don't chant Rudram. Rudram is chanting this body. Because every time that is happening, immediately this mantra will come. Brahman Chadhan, hey useless fellow, what are you thinking about? Don't think unnecessarily. What is the purpose and point of that? That doesn't mean that you are not present and you are doing the action that is required at that moment. Avatatya dhanastvagum sahasrakshasiteshu te nisirya salyanam mukha sivona sumana bhava. Avatatya dhanastvagum sahasrakshasiteshu te nisirya salyanam mukha sivona sumana bhava. Oh, beautiful. Avatatya dhanastvagum. Remove this, untie, loosen, avatatya, dhanastvagam, sahasraksha, all these perception, sete shuddhe, all these memories stored within us. You see the memories is another important point of it. Psychological memories. Psychological memories are like images printed on your cell. And every time this psychological memory arises, you are stifled in judgment. Think about this. You have a judgment memory about somebody. It can be psychological hurt. If it is physical hurt, you have to do something to be safe and to take care of yourself. I am talking about psychological hurt. Even psychologically, why do we get hurt? Psychologically, why do we get hurt? We get hurt because we have an image of ourselves. I am a great singer. The moment somebody says your bhajan was lousy, your image of a great singer is hurt. And that's it. You will not forget that person that told you your bhajan was lousy. You have an image of yourself. I am a beautiful person. Somebody says you look so ugly today. Your image that I am a beautiful person is hurt. So what is getting hurt? The psychological image of yourself is hurting you. What happens if you don't have an image? I am nobody. I am nothing. Then what happens? Nobody can hurt you psychologically. Huh? Yes? Nobody can hurt you psychologically. Impossible. They can hurt you only if you have an image about it. And that image can be built at many levels. I am a singer, I am a scholar, I am a PhD this, I am that. Then all those images built about yourself, when somebody pokes into them, then you are hurt. So what this mantra is saying is, may I relinquish all the images and memories associated with myself so that I can remain myself as the self that is completely pure, unsullied. Avatatya dhanastvagam sahasraksha, innumerable number of perceptions, seteshude, so many memories and images. Nisirya selyanam. Selya, nisirya means so. Arrow is like this. Arrow is very pointed. Nisirya selyanam means blunt the arrow. Nisirya selyanam. Then when you blunt the arrow, what happens? It cannot hurt or harm. So then what happens if your image is hurt, your thought will be so pointed, you are going after them how to hurt them back. Repoke them. Revenge. The whole world of history is built on all of this stuff. On these instincts and impulses and these ideas, the images, the actions. So therefore Bhagavan is saying, when you connect to this mantra and say, even if I have to use a thought, let me use a thought that is blunted, not sharp. Just like a blunted arrow cannot hurt, a blunted thought will be help ever, hurt never. So the meaning of this mantra is help ever, hurt never. Nisirya selyanam mukhana Shivona sumana bhava vijjan dhanuhu kapadvino visalyo vanavagumuta aneshannasyeshava abhurasya nishangrati. A Now we are coming to the end of this beautiful first Anuvakam. This is the Anuvakam that has 15 rooks in them. And these 15 rooks, the essence of what all of this, if you summarize, at the end of the 15th rook, it is one word, it is purity. Purity. Purity we are starting from all the way from the gross body to your mind, your thoughts, your actions, and your fear, your perceptions, your desires, your instincts, and ability to use your mind and thought that is blunted. Then who remains? What remains? If you actually, brothers and sisters, meditate on this, sit down and meditate on what I am saying. That my thoughts are pure, my mind is pure, my form is pure, what I speak is pure, I have no fear, I have no perceptions, I am relinquished the slavery to my senses based on the desires, then I am not engaging my mind into these instincts, I have put all these instruments aside and I have blunted my thoughts. What remains? I am. If you know it, you don't know it. If you knew it, you won't speak about it. It's a trick question. It's a trick question because what is there to express? Nothingness. Yeah. What is there to actually express? There is only experience and there is no expression. Vijjam Dhanuhu. That bow which is Vijjam, unstringed, Kapardino, relinquished, renunciated, Visalyo, without blunted arrows, Vanavagumputa, Ane Shannasya Shava, Abhyasya Nishangatihi. All the instruments of action, perception, everything is set aside and you are in this state of love where none of these can hurt anybody. And now you put all these instruments aside. I am now completely present to this, and that experience is what is total unity with that presence of awareness is what this first Anuvaka has taken to you. After this, what happens? Nirvana. You are all ready for lunch after this. What is the time? Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, 1:11. What time is the lunch? Okay, 10 minutes. We will wrap up this Anuvakam. And then we'll chant this entire Anuvakam and then we'll break for that. Because that will put us to the next, now we'll have an accelerated session. So the essence of the first Anuvakam is complete purity. In this complete purity, what has happened? The analogy is this. If the sun is shining in full effulgence and you have a pot of water, and if this pot of water is impure, has dirt in it, the sun is not shining in the pot. Yes? And if the water in this pot is shaky, wavery, the sun is not reflecting in totality in the pot. So when is the sun completely reflecting in this pot? Completely reflecting in the pot. When it is pure and when it is still. So the first part of the Anuvakam we talked about purity. The next part of the Anuvakam from mantra number 9 to stillness. You got it? To stillness. So when you are pure and you are still, you are reflecting 100%. This divinity within you is reflecting 100% within you without any aberration. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, like the moon reflects the light of the sun, in love, always in love. Who Allah, Allah, who Allah, who Allah, Allah, who. No religion talks anything more than this. But these mantras were perceived by the great sages and the seers before any religion or faith has come into even existence. Each Messiah came and carried the same message over and over again. But yet, we are not connected to the founding principle, which is the Veda. That is the Veda. for all. Not for one person. This is Veda for all. No matter what religion you belong, what faith you belong. But what's the point of the Veda versus any of the scriptures? The Veda mantras carry the sound vibrations that purifies you and purifies everybody around you. Because they're mantras, they're vibrations, they're matras. And therefore, when we chant together these mantras, Avatatya dhanustvagam sahasrakshasateshudhe Nishidya salyanam mukha shivo nasuvana bhava Vijjan dhan kapardino visalyo Banavagumbuta Aneshannasyeshava abhurasya nishangadihi Yate hetir midhushtama haste Babhuvate dhanuhu Tayasman vishvatasvamaya paribhuja Yate hetir nidushtama haste. All these instruments and weapons that you are carrying around with you, may those cause only health and wellness, peace and prosperity to everyone around you. That is the meaning of this mantra. And then what you become? Namaste astvayudhaya anatataya drishnave ubhabhyam tate namo bahubhyam tamadhanvade. Now this is the state of presence where you are actually saying, I have all these weapons, I have all these things that are associated with me, but all these weapons are controlled by me in my hands and they shall be used only for peace and prosperity. That is the significance of any Hindu god carrying all these deadly weapons in their hands. They are instruments that are used to bring peace and prosperity, wherein your raga, dvesha, krodha, all these abnormalities, they are weapons. You understand how powerful your anger is, how powerful the anger is, how powerful the revenge is. They are very powerful instruments, but if you misuse them, you destroy the people. But you have to use them when it is necessary. Therefore, Krishna told Arjuna, you have to fight against adharma, and therefore that was used for fighting the war, for destroying the adharma. This is Namaste, salutations to all your weapons, Astvayudhaya, Anatataya. They are capable, Drishtave, they are capable, but they are not being used. They will be used only when necessary, absolutely necessary. That's the point of what I was saying. Rishis having the powers of all these weapons in their hands, but they did not use them because their motto is love all, serve all, help never, hurt never. And then what happens? Parite dhanvano hetirasmat pranaktu vishwataha athoya ishudhistavare asmandidhe hitam. What this mantra is saying is, all these weapons, etc., may they not be used unless they have to be used to annihilate the enemies within me. They should be used to eliminate the enemies within me, not enemy as the other person as enemy. Yes, brothers, sisters, are you inspired now? What is SRI RUDRAM?
Yes.
Even if you don't chant the Rudram, even if you listen to the Rudram, and listen to it with the intent of spreading these beautiful vibrations, not against the enemies outside of you. All the enemies are inside of us. Do you know what the enemies are inside of us? Yes? Oh, very good. Now let's do the list. Are you connected to you? Oh my God. Okay. Oh. Nobody is connected. Huh? So how do you eliminate those within you? How do you eliminate those within you, not outside? Not outside. Huh? What is that sadhana? Meghana. What is the sadhana? Now see, now we have written a book, protocol, seva, what do it means, go do service, don't get angry. You step outside of this room, they're waiting for you. The sadhana is 4 letters. No, B-A-B-A. Now you are saying, oh what, Baba? How does, no. Be aware, be alert. Be aware, be alert. Be aware, be alert. That is Baba. How do you fight the enemies? Be aware, be alert. Are you aware? Are you alert? Alert. Something cropped up. You recognize it. Then you become aware of it. Then you say, no, I am not going to act on this. That is sadhana. That is what is called yajna. That is what is called yajna. That is the meaning of the word yajna. And you are offering this into the fire and let it burn into ashes so that it won't even have a rebirth about it. And therefore, when you are doing this Rudra Homa, Om Pramuncha Dhanvanasva Mubhajoraniyojam Yascha Dehastaisha Vapparata Bhagavo Vapaswaha Om Namaste Astvayudhajana Tataya Drishnave Ubhabhyam Utate Namo Bhagubhyam Tava Dhanvane Swaha Om Parite Dhanvano Hetirasmat Pradaktu Vishwataha Adhoja Ishudhistavare Asman Nidhehi Taggaswaha. Now you see, real yajna is happening. Real yajna is happening. And when you do that, and you can now imagine how many hundreds of thousands of people were inspired by Bhagavan to undertake to study this Rudram and to offer for universal peace. How much of love is being built up in this universe? And how much of that love emanating from this holy place of South Africa amongst the big 5? You know the big 5? You know? Yes, what are the big 5? Who knows the big 5? Now we are debating whether cheetah is included or leopard is included or not. You know, what are the big 5? You know, lot of confusion. The big 5 of Kenya are different from big 5 of South Africa. That's what we are discussing. No? Yes. Yeah. What are the big 5? These are the big 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the big 5. Not those big 5. But these big 5 are related to those big 5 too. That will be your homework when you come back from lunch. Okay, so we studied this first Anvakam, whose essence of principles are truly clarity and stillness. Clarity and stillness. Purity is equal to clarity and stillness. And this purity that happened with these 15 mantras, there are 15 mantras that we studied, from Namaste Rudra Manyo Uddota Ishave Namaha until Parite Dhanvano Hetrasman Pradaktu Vishwataha. 15 ruks are there. And these 15 ruks of the first Anvakam give the purity so that the reflection is shining, the source is shining in perfection of reflection without any aberration, as in impurities, without any aberration related to wavering, no wavering of the mind, pure mind. Then what happened? The mind is 100% reflecting the divine effulgence. Then what happens after it starts reflecting will be the next Anuvakam onwards. And I hope you come back after lunch and not sleep off, okay?